For the first time in Minnesota history, a white police officer has been convicted of killing a black man. After about 10 hours of deliberation, a jury convicted former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin of all 3 charges in the murder of George Floyd. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us how people reacted in Brooklyn Center, where emotions are already high from the fatal police shooting of Daunte Wright.
If you want to know what's going on in the African American community, a good place to go is a black barbershop where the clippers aren't the only things creating a buzz.
It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. I'm glad it wasn't me.
Haircut City Barbershop is located in Shingle Creek Crossing,
Brooklyn Center, yeah, the epicenter of what's going on.
Where most of the rioting and looting took place in Brooklyn Center.
I started cutting when I was 12, which is 37 years.
Owner Armstead Lewis, like many of his customers, were on edge, waiting for the verdict to come down.
Man, the feeling's kind of uneasy, man. You don't know what's going to go on.
In between the trims and fades, everyone glanced at the TV, wondering if the former Minneapolis police officer would be held accountable for his actions. The black men in the shop say what happened to George Floyd could have easily happened to them too.
We're regular people. I can't drive my car and get pulled over with a thing in the window.
Finally, the verdict was read.
Find the defendant guilty.
Derek Chauvin was found guilty of all 3 charges.
The officer committed a crime, he shouldn't have committed it, and we got justice in that order. That's perfect.
People in the shop say they can breathe a sigh of relief, even if it's just for one day.
Man, I'm happy, because now, they might feel like something might happen to them. You just can't go out and kill somebody and something not going to happen to you. You ain't got a get out of jail free card anymore.
I believe that it's systematic and it's been in the system so long, so it's going to take a while for it to change.
In Brooklyn Center, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony. Find the defendant guilty.
9 miles from the courthouse, where a jury convicted Derek Chauvin of murdering George Floyd.
I'm glad to hear that we have some guilty verdicts here.
There was a sense of joy and relief over the jury's decision to send a white officer to prison for killing a black man.
It was coming, and I think it was God's will. It's enough, it's enough. And I am so happy that they found him guilty.
Dozens gathered Tuesday afternoon outside of the Brooklyn Center Police Department for a previously planned teachers' demonstration over the killing of Daunte Wright.
He was somebody's student, and so I think that's one reason that a lot of educators specifically feel really connected to Daunte Wright, because he was somebody's student.
The demonstration coincided with the announcement of the verdict, and many watched the scene play out on their phones as it happened.
We'll take this minute, we'll take this minute and we'll be thankful for it, and we will keep working.
They'll keep working because while one police officer was held accountable for his actions, relations between law enforcement and the black community still have a long way to go.
There's no justice. There will be justice when there are no more George Floyds, when there are no more Daunte Wrights, when there are no more Adam Toledos, when there are no more Tamir Rice or Laquan McDonald or Sandra Bland. Sorry, I get really worked up about it, but that'll be justice.
Meanwhile, the 3 other officers who were at the scene of George Floyd's arrest will face trial on August 23rd on charges of aiding and abetting second-degree murder and manslaughter. In Brooklyn Center, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
A new application for redevelopment could mean a new chapter in the future of the former Hollydale Golf Course in Plymouth. The City Council denied a previous application because of concerns over increased traffic and protecting green space. The denial sparked a lawsuit from the developer. This time, the City of Plymouth has signed a framework agreement with the developer that suspends the lawsuit while the city reviews the new application. New plans are similar to the old ones. They both call for 229 single-family homes. There are slight changes in where some houses would go and where the green space would be. The agreement says the developer would also pay for some intersection improvements at Comstock Lane North and Schmidt Lake Road. If the application is approved by the City Council, the lawsuit will be dismissed. There will be a public hearing on the new plans, but a date has not yet been determined. Meanwhile, a developer is proposing townhomes and apartments near a highly visible area of Plymouth. Enclave is proposing a mixed-use development west of Highway 169 and south of Bass Lake Road, next to Superior Ford. The site currently includes a Speedway gas station, with the rest of the neighboring properties undeveloped. The proposal calls for 22-story townhomes. It also calls for 186 apartment units. The apartments would be divided up by constructing 3 buildings, each 3 stories tall. The same development team also had a project planned this year for Brooklyn Park. A unique art exhibit is currently on display in Robbinsdale. The first ever all-fiber art show can be seen now at the Robin Gallery. The exhibit runs through Saturday. It features works by 10 different artists, and it came together because of a vacancy at the gallery.
The Robbinsdale School District was not able to have their secondary students show, which is always in April. So this, unfortunately, is the second year they haven't been able to have that exhibit. So we contacted a few people that we knew, and we put together a fabulous fibers exhibit.
Examples of fiber arts on display include felting, batik dyeing, and quilting. We'll leave you with more of the show. Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. It was a good year in the area for boys hockey, with 2 teams reaching the state tournament in Class AA. Those schools and others are represented on the 2021 CCX boys hockey team. Let's start our team with a talented group of forwards, led by Star Tribune Metro Player of the Year number 9, Kyle Kukkonen of Maple Grove.
And makes a nice move. Kukkonen to the front, he scores!
The senior netted 31 goals and 43 assists in helping lead the Crimson to state. Kukkonen scored 4 power play and 4 shorthanded goals. He's committed to Michigan Tech. Kukkonen's teammate, number 21, left winger Sam Jacobs, was another dangerous scorer on a Maple Grove team loaded with them.
Putting it out front, Jacobs scores!
The senior scored 30 goals, adding 24 assists, and was one of the top plus-minus leaders for the Crimson.
Out in front, Jacobs, Kukkonen, a shot, he scores!
Wayzata was another local state tournament team, and number 12, Jake Schneider, was the Trojans' leading scorer.
Schneider fires and he scores!
Schneider scored 16 goals to go along with 12 assists. The All-Lake Conference pick will play juniors next year in the North American Hockey League. Benilde St. Margaret's forward number 9, Adam Marshall, is an outstanding talent. The junior led the Red Knights in scoring with 13 goals and 19 assists. He's a 2-time Elite League performer. Osceola's number 23, Daniel Ellingson, was a bright spot for the Orioles in 2021. The senior centered a very good first line for Osseo and finished the season with 13 goals and 14 assists.
Right, dropping it off. Ellingson shorthanded and he scores.
Eugene Grace's number 23, Austin Bernavig, led the Eagles in scoring this season, netting 19 goals to go along with 22 assists.
Bernavig to the right, he scores!
The talented sophomore and all-Northwest Ribbon Conference forward also topped the team in power play goals. Wayzata's number 19, Jake Keller, is one of the Lake Conference's top goal scorers. The senior scored 13 goals with 13 assists. He'll play for the New Mexico Ice Wolves in the NAHL next season. Number 11, Oliver Moore of Totino Grace, was one of the Eagles' team MVPs. He netted 17 goals and 21 assists in 17 games for TG. Moore is an invite to compete in the U.S. Development Program this summer. Now to one of our most elite defensive groups in recent years.
Shot, they score!
Maple Grove's number 12, Henry Nelson, was a Mr. Hockey finalist. An outstanding skater with great puck skills, Nelson finished his senior year with 11 goals and 35 assists. The first-team All-Metro selection will play college hockey at Notre Dame. Number 6, Tristan Sarsland of Benilde St. Margaret's, is a 2-time All-Conference player for the Red Knights.
To the net and he scores!
The third-team All-Metro selection was Benilde's leading scorer among defensemen. Sarsland tallied 12 goals and 12 assists. He's verbally committed to Colorado College. Wayzata's number 25, Carson Peters, was an All-Lake Conference defenseman for the Trojans. Steady on the blue line, Peters scored 4 goals and assisted on 16 others. The junior was named third-team All-Metro. Maple Grove's number 22, Cal Thomas, was a tough physical defenseman for the Section 5AA champion Crimson. A 3-year regular, Thomas scored 5 goals with 21 assists to play college hockey at Vermont. Our goalies include Maple Grove's number 1, Jack Winicky. Frank Grimsek Award winner as the state's top goaltender. Winicky was 19-2 with a goals against average of 1.65 and a save percentage of .916.
Crosses a shot away and a big save.
Wayzata sophomore number 1, Will Engelman, makes our team in net. Engelman was 12-6-1 with a goals against average of 2.46 and a save percentage of .905 for the Section 6AA champion Trojan.
Here's a chance the other way. Oh, and a big stop by Engelman.
And that's our squad, the 2021 CCX Sports All-Area Boys Hockey Team. To view the honorable mention selections for our boys hockey team, please view the website version of this story under sports at ccxmedia.org. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.